Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park and Tuesday Night Baseball featuring the Brunswick Surfin Turfs and your Pineville Porcupines. So we see the Surfin Turfs take the plate first tonight. We see number 1, Brady Skipper, step up to the plate. As swinging a miss to make it a 0-1 count. And that's down in for strike 2, making it an 0-2 count here. As that ball is hit hard into left, and it will be caught for out number 1 here. So now we see number 9, Aiden Payne, step up to the plate.
I had a kid directly ask me about it. Give insurance to kids.
Porcupines pitcher on the mound tonight. We see number 26, Colin Ott. As his first pitch is down for strike number 1, making it an early 0-1 count. As that ball is fouled off behind us by Aiden. So 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. It's a little outside, making it a 1-2 count here. As that is hit hard up the middle for a base hit. As we have 1 on for the Surfin Turfs with 1 out.
Now batting number 24, Christian Bartholomew.
So with 1 out, 1 guy on first, we now see number 24, Christian Bartholomew, step up to the plate. As that one ball is inside. So 1-0 count to Christian. And that one hits Christian. Put the Surfin Turfs on first and second. Still with 1 out here.
25, Cody Hanna.
So with 1 out, runners in scoring position on first and second. We now see number 25, Cody Hanna, step up to the plate for the Surfin Turfs. And that ball's outside for ball 1. So 1-0 count here to Cody. Beautiful day here in Pineville, North Carolina. As we've had rain all last week, but looks like the sun's coming in, staying. As that ball is down and in the dirt. Now making it a 2-0 count. as Cody calls time here. As that ball is low and in the dirt, and runners will advance. So now putting Surfin' Turfs on the corners at first and third, still with one out. As Cody is looking at a 3-0 count here. So we get the green light to swing here, and he will, as that is hit hard into left center, and miscommunication. Porcupines run into each other, as that will be scoring a runner on third to home, putting up the Brunswick Surfin' Turfs with a 1-0 lead here early. So now we see number 19, Mac James, step up to the plate for the Surfin' Turfs. Runner still on first and second. Still one out after that miscommunication in left center. As that is down for strike one. So one out, runners on first and second. Here's the pitch, as that's a swing and a miss. So 0-2 count here to Mac James. And that one is hit down the line. Rush to the plate at third.
Now that number 37, Derek Kraft.
So that makes bases loaded for the Surfin' Turfs here, as runner from second beat out the play. So now we see number 37, Darren Kraft, step up to the plate with bases loaded and one out here. As that ball is going to be a little low, so 1-0 count. And that ball is hit to center, but it's going to be caught. Runner will tag up, and he will come home safely. Now making a 2-0 score, with the Surfin' Turfs with the lead right now. So now we see number 11, Jack Gajan, step up to the plate with 2 outs, runners on first and second. If you're just joining into the broadcast, the Surfin' Turfs take an early 2-0 lead over the Porcupines, as here's the pitch, a little high. So we see a 1-0 count here to Jack. As that's going to be down for a strike to even up the count, 1-1 here. As that ball is hit to right, and that will be the third out, as the Brunswick Surfin' Turfs take the early 2-0 lead over the Pineville Porcupines here. And we will see the Porcupines step up to the plate for the first time, and we'll see you next. Welcome back to Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park as we see the Pineville Porcupines take the plate for the first time tonight. We see number 8, Cameron Farrell, step up to the plate. And if you're just joining in, the Brunswick Surfin Turfs have a 2-0 lead as that ball is hit hard to left, but will be caught for a sliding grab there for out number 1.
Now batting number 10, Derek Fay.
So now we see number 10, Derek Fay, step up to the plate with 1 out here. As that's a swing and a miss for strike 1. And that's going to be a little outside, even up the count now, 1-1. As that one's also outside, making it a 2-1 count to Derek. As that one is called a strike to even up the count, 2-2. As that is called ball to even up to make it a full count now. And that one will be down for ball number 4, making it a walk.
21, Jackson Hughes.
So with runner on first now for the Porcupines, we see number 21, Jackson Hughes, step up to the plate. So 1 out, runner on first. Here's the pitch to Jackson, as that will be down for strike number 1. As that will be thrown back to first base, but Derek is back to the bag quickly. So Jackson steps back up to the plate here. And Derek thinks about taking off, but gets back to first. He thought about it for a second, taking off, still in second. So now that even up to the count, 1-1 here to Jackson Hughes. As that's a swing and a miss. So now make it a 1-2 count. As that ball is hit to first. And that will be thrown to second to get the lead guy out, making it 2 outs.
31, Ethan McClain.
So now we see number 31, Ethan McClain, step up to the plate. Runner still on first as they chose to get the lead guy out at second there. So 2 outs. Here's Ethan stepping up to the plate for the first time tonight. As that one will be thrown to first. But Jackson is back to the bag safely. As that will be ball number 1, making it a 1-0 count. Jackson showing good leadoff as it's thrown back to first. as that ball is hit hard into right, and it will drop down for a hit for the Porcupines, as we see Jackson coming home, and that will be a stand-up triple from Ethan McLean as they score in a run, now making it a 2-1 lead for the Surfin' Turfs, but at least putting the Porcupines on the board here. So a stand-up triple by Ethan McLean. We now see number 34, Chris Manriquez, step up to the plate with 2 outs here. As that will be outside for ball 1, making it a 1-0 count here early to Chris. As that will be down as a strike, even up the count 1-1. As that will be skied high, and the second baseman will take that for out number 3. But that puts the Porcupines on the board still. So the Surfin' Turfs have a 2-1 lead over the Porcupines. And now we will see you in the top of the second when the Surfin' Turfs take the plate for the second time tonight. We'll see you then. Welcome back to Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park, as the Surfin' Turfs have a 2-1 lead over the Porcupines here. We see number 6, Matthew DeSanti, step up to the plate. As he steps off and takes time. As that ball is hit to short and will be thrown to first. Little scoop by Ethan at first to get out number 1.
Now batting number 32, Braden Leonard.
So now we see number 32, Braden Leonard, step up to the plate for the Brunswick Surfin' Turfs with 1 out here. As that will be down for strike number 1. As that will be hit right up back to the pitcher for an easy out number 2.
Now batting number 13, Cale Beckman.
So good scoop by Colin there to throw it for an easy second out. So now we see number 1, Brady Skipper, step up, as that's a 1-0 count now. as he shows bunt, but that will be foul. So that evens up the count 1-1 to Brady with 2 outs, no one on. As that will be high, making it a 2-1 count. That one's also high. Now making it a 3-1 count to Brady with 2 outs. As that's inside for a walk.
Now batting number 9, Aiden Payne.
So 2 outs, runner on first for the Surfin Turfs. We now see number 9, Aiden Payne, step up to the plate. As that one's a swing and a miss for strike number 1. So 0-1 count. As Brady takes off and slides in head first, as he will be safe at second with a stolen base. So now that puts the Surfin' Turfs in scoring position as Aiden steps back up to the plate here with an 0-2 count. As that's a swing and a miss for out number 3. So the Surfin' Turfs still have a 2-1 lead, as we will see you in the bottom of the second as the Porcupines take the plate for the second time. We'll see you then. Welcome back to the broadcast. If you're just joining in, the Surfin' Turfs have a 2-1 lead over the Porcupines, as we see number 13, Cam Murray, step up to the plate for the first time tonight. For the Porcupines, here's the first pitch, as that will be fouled off behind us. So 0-1 count to Cam. As that one's going to be inside to even up the count 1-1 to Cam. As that will be down for strike number 2. Now a 1-2 count. As that will be chopped foul down the left field line. So we still have a 1-2 count. as that one's going to be high to even up the count 2-2. As that was a fastball to make it the first out here.
Now batting number 35, Calder Garris.
So now with one out, we see number 35, Calder Garris, step up to the plate. As that is swing on and skied high to center. And that will be caught for out number 2 here.
Now batting number 24, Luis Palillo.
So now we see number 24, Luis Palillo. So 2 outs, no one on. Here's the first pitch to Louis. And that'll be strike number 1. As that one will be down for strike number 2, making it 0-2 count. As that one's going to be high. So the game the other night, Louis had 2 RBIs, scoring in some runs for the Porcupines. As that one's going to be in the dirt, even if the count 2-2. As that is hit hard to right center. As that will be caught for the third out. So we still see a 2-1 lead for the Brunswick Surfin Turfs. And we will see them come up to bat here in the top of the third. We'll see you then. Welcome back to the broadcast. If you're just joining in, the Brunswick Surfin Turfs have a 2-1 lead over the Porcupines right now, as we see number 24, Christian Bartholomew, step up to the plate here for the Surfin Turfs. As that is down for strike number 1. As that one's going to be high to even up the count, 1-1 to Christian. As that's going to be low and in the dirt. Now making it a 2-1 count here. As that is hit hard. And that will be a base hit for Christian. So that puts the Surfin Turfs on early. So now they have a runner on first. And now we see number 25, Cody Hanna, step up to the plate. With no outs, runner on first. As that's going to be hit hard up the middle, as that will be thrown in for a double play for the Porcupines.
Now batting number 19, Matt Jones.
So with that double play, making it a quick 2 outs. Now we see number 19, Mac James, step up to the plate. As that will be down and in the dirt for a 1-0 count to Mac. So 1-0 count to Mac. Here's the pitch. As that's going to be inside for ball number 2, making it a 2-0 count. As that is going to be fouled off behind us. So 2-1 count to Mac. 2 outs, no one on. As that one's outside. So now a 3-1 count. As that one is down. Now making it a full count to Mac with 2 outs. Can the Porcupines get out of this? As that is hit hard into left, but that will be caught for out number 3. So we still see a 2-1 lead for the Surfin Turfs. And the Porcupines will be back up to bat here in the bottom of the 3rd. We'll see you then. Welcome back to Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park, As we see the Brunswick Surfin Terps have a 2-1 lead over the Pineville Porcupines, we now see number 11, Emerson Munbaron, step up to the plate for the Porcupines. As that's going to be down for strike number 1. As that one's going to be inside, even up the count, 1-1. As that's going to be hit to third. And that will be down for out number 1 here.
Now batting number 8, Cameron Farrell.
So with 1 out, we now see number 8, Cameron Farrell, step up to the plate for the Porcupines. As that will be down for strike number 1. And that's going to be down for strike number 2, making it an 0-2 count here. As that one's going to be popped shallow to second for out number 2.
Now batting number 10, Derek Fay.
So with 2 outs here, no one on, we now see number 10 for the Porcupines, Derek Fay, step up to the plate. As that one's going to be high for ball 1, 1-0 count. As that one's down and in the dirt. So now we see a 2-0 count. To Derek Fay. Derek Fay the other night had 2 hit doubles for the Porcupines. So Derek's been hitting the ball good for the Porcupines. Hopefully he can continue that here as we see a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Good eyes, that's outside, making it a 3-1 count. And that one inside, another good eye for Derek Fay, as that's going to be a walk.
Now batting number 21, Jackson Hughes.
So 2 outs, runner on first for the Porcupines. We now see number 21, Jackson Hughes. As that one's going to be fouled off behind us. Derek Fay was going. Trying to steal second there to put the Porcupines in scoring position. So 0-1 count. And Jackson steps back up to the plate. As the pitch down for strike 2, 0-2 count. Derek Fay on first. As he's showing a pretty good leadoff. As here's the pitch, it's a little high. So 1-2 count to Jackson. As that ball's down, Derek goes to second, and he is in there. So stolen base by Derek Fay to put the Porcupines in scoring position. Here with 2 outs. So Jackson steps back up to the plate with an even 2-2 count. As that one's a little low, making it a full count now. So full count, 2 outs. Runner on second. Here's the pitch. As that is a good eye by Jackson to make it another walk.
Batting number 31, Ethan McLean.
So 2 outs for the Porcupines. Runners on first and second. We now see number 31, Ethan McLean, step up to the plate. Hoping to extend our score. As that one's high for ball 1. So 1-0 count to Ethan. As that is going to be skied high. And the shortstop will catch it for the 3rd out. So after that, the Surfin' Turfs still have a 2-1 lead over the Pineville Porcupines. And we will see them step up to the plate in the top of the 4th. We'll see you then. Welcome back to Jackie Hughes Memorial Park. We see number 37, Darren Kraft, step up to the plate for the Surfin' Turfs. As they have a 2-1 lead over the Porcupines right now. As that ball is down and in the dirt, making it a 1-0 count. As that one's also low, making it a 2-0 count to Darren. As that's a swing and a miss, making it a 2-1 count. As that is called strike, as they pointed to the first base ump, evening up the count 2-2. As that one's low and in the dirt, now making it a full count to Darren. No outs. And that is going to be a walk. putting the Surfin Turfs on first.
Now batting number 11, Jack Gagin.
So now we see number 11, Jack Gagin, step up to the plate. With runner on first for the Surfin Turfs. Beautiful baseball weather here in Pineville as the sun has just set beyond the trees in left field. As that is down for ball one. Made a 1-0 count. As that's swinging a miss, even at the count 1-1. So that one's going to be a little outside now, making it a 2-1 count. As that is fouled off into the netting. Evening up the count 2-2 to Jack. As that one's low and in the dirt. So we see a full count here to Jack. Runner on first, no outs. As that one's high, and that will be another walk. Putting runners on first and second for the Surfin Turfs. So no outs. Runners on first and second. And we see number 6, Matthew DeSanti, as the Porcupines decide to have a little meeting on the mound here. As that was a short meeting, and we will resume ball here in a second. So Matthew steps back up to the plate. As that's going to be down for strike one. As that one's going to be fouled off into the netting. So 0-2 count here to Matthew. As that is going to be hit into right. And that will drop in for a base hit. So now it makes bases loaded for the Surfin Turfs with no outs.
Now batting number 32, Braden.
So bases loaded, no outs, and we see number 32, Braden Leonard, step up to the plate for the Surfin Turfs. As that one's low and into the dirt. So 1-0 count. So the Porcupines can only hope to get out of this inning and not let the Surfin Turfs extend their 2-1 lead right now. As that one is cranked into right. And that will score in another run for the Surfin Turfs. That now makes it a 3-1 lead. As bases are still loaded here with no outs. And we are going to see a meeting at the mound for the Pineville Porcupines here in the 4th inning. So that looks like that will be Colin Ott's last pitch tonight for the Porcupines, as there will be a pitching change. So it looks like number 16, Britton Adams, will step on the mound for the Porcupines here in the 4th inning. So Britton will get a couple warm-up pitches here as the bases are loaded. If you are just joining into the broadcast, the Surfin' Turfs have a 3-1 lead over the Porcupines right now here.
That's number 16, Britton Adams.
So Britton will try to get the Porcupines out of this jam and hopefully not extend the lead anymore for the Surfin' Turfs.
So do you guys have any ideas about like between and stuff that we can do?
As Britton takes a couple more warm-up pitches, we shall resume play here shortly.
You don't even have to do one of the players. I mean, that's one thing I'm thinking of. You could have a player try to. I don't know if they want to.
I mean, it could be one of the pictures.
What's my
It's not wrong.
What if you grab a couple of them kids? I still like a great sound. Yeah. Do a gritty contest. Love that. Gritty from like third and home, but like all pretty far gritty,
So after the warm-up there, we now see number 1, Brady Skipper, step up to the plate. Here with bases loaded, no outs. As here's the first pitch to him, as that will be down for strike 1. As that will be called ball to even up the count 1-1. As that's hit up the middle, and it will roll into center and score in some more runs for the Surfin' Turfs here. I think that ball hit off Britton Adams' leg on the mound, and a little miscommunication from second and short. So that will extend the lead for the Surfin' Turfs. They now have a 5-1 lead over the Porcupines. And runners are in the corners on first and third for Brunswick. As now we see number 9, Aiden Payne, step up to the plate. Still no outs here. Here's the first pitch to Aiden, as that is swing and a miss for strike 1. As that will be thrown back to first quickly. And almost had him. But he gets back there safely. So 0-1 count here to Aiden as he steps back up to the plate. As that'll be inside to even up the count 1-1. So 1-1 count to Aiden. Here's the pitch by Britton. As runner goes. And he's in there safely at second. Excuse me. It went in the dirt behind us. So runner still on the corners for the Surfin Turfs. As Aiden steps back up to the plate with a 1-2 count. That one's thrown back to first quickly. So even count 2-2. Here to Aiden as he steps back up to the plate. As that is going to be hit to second. And trying to get the double play, but it only gets one. But it does score in another run for the Surfin Turfs, now putting them up 6-1 over the Porcupines. And now we see number 24, Christian Bartholomew, step up to the plate for the Surfin Turfs with runner on first. As the Porcupines finally get the first out there. As runner goes. As he will have to trot back to first after it went back into the netting. So now the ump goes out, has a word with the pitcher. And Christian steps back up to the plate with the Surfin Turfs with a 0-1 count. As Britton will throw it to first. The runner gets back there safely. So now an 0-2 count to Christian. As umpire calls time there. So 0-2 count to Christian. As that's going to be a swing and a miss to make it out number 2 here.
Now batting number 25, Cody Hanna.
So with 2 outs, runner on first, we see number 25, Cody Hanna, step up to the plate for the Surfin Turfs. As Britton throws it back to first. Try to get the runner out, but he is back there safely. As that is going to be down for strike 1. So 0-1 count here to Cody. As runner goes. And he is called safe at second, so stolen base to put another runner in scoring position for the Surfin' Turfs. So now the coach for the Porcupines has a word with the second base ump. So Porcupines trying not to let the Surfin' Turfs add any more runs here. Try to get out of this inning. So 2 outs, 1-1 count to Cody as he steps back up to the plate here. As that is fouled off into the netting. So Cody steps back up to the plate with a 1-2 count now. As that is fouled off. So Cody steps back up to the plate here for the Surfin' Turfs. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Porcupines hoping to get out of this jam here. As that is fouled off into the netting again. As Cody staying alive here in the count. So 1-2 count now. Here's the pitch for Britton. As that one a little inside to even up the count. 2-2 here. As that one's going to be high. Make it a full count here with 2 outs. Runner on second. As that is going to be chopped out into left. Go down as a base hit. As runner thought he was going to get a double and got called out at first, making it 3rd out. But the Surfin' Turfs do score another run here, make it a 7-1 lead over the Pineville Porcupines. So now we will see the Porcupines come back up to bat here, and we'll see you next. And welcome back to Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park. If you're just joining into the broadcast, the Brunswick Surfin Turfs have a 7-1 lead over the Pineville Porcupines right now. And we now see Porcupines step back up to the plate. We see number 34, Chris Manriquez. As that one's inside, making an early 1-0 count. That one's also inside. So a 2-0 count here to Chris. So a quick 3-0 count now. Does Chris get the green light here to swing? He does not, as that is down the middle for strike one. Now a 3-1 count to Chris. So swing and a miss, now making it a full count. As that's a fastball, making it out number one.
Now batting number 13, Cameron Murray.
So now we see Cam Murray, number 13, step up to the plate with one out. Here's the pitch. That's hit sharply down the left field line. That will be a base hit. As Cam stops at first, thinking for two. So with one out, runner on first for the Porcupines. We now see number 35, Calder Garris, step up to the plate.
Now batting number 35, Calder Garris.
As that is down for strike number one early. So Cam Murray on first after that nice hit down the left field line. He had some multi-hit game the other night. As that's ball one, even up to count 1-1 here to Calder. As that's thrown back to first. Cam is back there safely. So the Porcupines here in the bottom of the fourth hoping to add some more runs. As that's thrown to first again, but Cam gets back there safely. Cam has a good leadoff as that ball is hit sharply into right. Caught, thrown back to first quickly. Cam gets back there safely. So that makes it out number two. So with two outs, runner on first. We now see number 24, Louis Palillo, step up to the plate for the Porcupines here. As that is going to be a chopper, but foul. So 0-1 count to Louis. So 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. So 0-2 count. as that's hit to third as he bobbles it. And that now puts runners on first and second for the Porcupines. Here with 2 outs.
Now batting number 11, Emerson Monberry.
So 2 outs, runners on first and second for the Porcupines. We now see number 11, Emerson Monbaron, step up to the plate. And that is swung on first pitch and hit high to left. And that will be caught for the 3rd out. So the Surfin Turfs still have a 7-1 lead over the Pineville Porcupines.
That will be the end of the 4th inning. The Surfin Turfs.
And we will see the Surfin Turfs step up to the plate on the top of the 5th. We'll see you then.
Porcupines fans.
Welcome back to Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park. If you're just tuning in, the Surfin Turfs have a 7-1 lead over the Porcupines. And we see number 19, Mac James, step up to the plate for the Surfin Turfs. Here in the top of the 5th. Beautiful baseball weather here in Pineville, North Carolina. Right now it's 81 degrees. As it's down for strike number 1. We also see a new pitcher on the mound for the Porcupines, number 4, Colby Helms. As that's going to be inside to even up the count 1-1. As that's going to be hit hard to center. That will be caught for out number 1.
Now batting number 37, Darren Kraft.
So with 1 out, we see number 37, Darren Kraft, step up to the plate for the Surfin Turfs. As that is down for strike number 1. As that is going to be hit to right, but it will drop foul. So 0-2 count here. as the ump has a word with Colby on the mound. As we see Darren step back up into the plate for the Surfin Turfs. As here's the pitch. As that is hit up the middle to Colby, thrown to first. So that will be out number 2.
Now batting number 11, Jack.
So with 2 outs, we see number 11, Jack Gajan, step up to the plate for the Surfin Turfs. As that ball is high, making it a 1-0 count to Jack. So that's inside. So 2-0 count, 2 outs, no one on for the Surfin Turfs. Porcupines hoping to get out of this without the Surfin Turfs extending their 7-1 lead, as that ball is down and into the dirt. So now we see a 3-0 count here to Jack. Does he get the green light to swing here on a 3-0 count? And he does not, and that will be down the middle for strike 1. So 3-1 count. And that's inside for ball 4, so that'd be a walk.
Now batting number 6, Matthew DeSanti.
So now we see number 6, Matthew DeSanti, step up to the plate with runner on first. 2 outs here. As that ball is hit high into left. And that will drop for the 3rd out. So the top of the 5th. Score still stands 7-1. Surfin Turfs on top. We'll see you in the bottom of the 5th when the Porcupines take the plate again. We'll see you then. Welcome back to the broadcast. As we see the Surfin Turfs still have a 7-1 lead over the Porcupines. We see number 8, Cameron Farrell, step up to the plate for the Porcupines. Here in the bottom of the 5th. That'll be down for strike number 1. And that'll be hit to third. Sliding grab. Thrown to first. In time for out number 1 here.
Now batting number 10, Derek Fay.
So 1 out here. We see number 10, Derek Fay, step up to the plate. As that is down and into the dirt for a 1-0 count. As that's going to be inside, making it a 2-0 count. As that is going to be fouled off behind us. So 2-1 count. And we still see number 13, Cale Beckman, on the mound for the Surfin' Turfs. Here in the bottom of the 5th, he is still on the mound for them. As that is swung on, teeing up the count 2-2 to Derek Fay. As that is skied high. And that will be caught for the second out here.
Now batting number 21, Jackson Hughes.
So 2 outs, no one on for the Porcupines. We see number 21, Jackson Hughes. As that one's going to be high for ball number 1. So an early 1-0 count. That one's going to be a little low, making it a 2-0 count here to Jackson. As that is cranked into left, but caught close to the warning track for the third out. So after that, the Surfin' Turfs still have it 7-1 over the Porcupines. As we will see you in the top of the 6th. See you then. Welcome back to Pineville, North Carolina, and Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park.
32, Braden Leonard.
We see number 32, Braden Leonard, step up to the plate for the Surfin Turfs here in the top of the sixth. As that one's fouled into the netting. So 0-1 count. As that's going to be inside. Evening up the count, 1-1 here. If you're just joining into the broadcast, the Surfin Turfs have a 7-1 lead over the Pineville Porcupines here. As that ball is hit into shallow right. That'll be caught for the first out.
Now batting number 1, Brady Skipper.
So with one out, no one on, now we see number 1, Brady Skipper, step back up to the plate. As that ball is hit hard into left, and that will drop in for a base hit. And he thinks about going two and slides back into first. So Brady Skipper with a single there.
Now batting number 9, Aiden Payne.
So one out, one on. Now we see number 9, Aiden Payne.
Have you heard that school? Yeah. Most students go there to transfer to Georgia.
So that down for strike one. As Brady has a pretty good lead off at first. That ball is going to be down in the dirt. Now even up the count, 1-1. That ball is hit hard to first and thrown to second, but it gets away. So the runner will advance to third. Got one there, making it 2 outs.
Now batting number 24, Christian Bartholomew.
So runner on third, 2 outs. We see number 24, Christian Bartholomew.
What schools in Georgia? Obviously Southern. Johnson. Yeah, Georgia Southern's pretty easy to get into.
Colby's pitch down into the dirt. And the runner stumbles to get to home, but he will get there safely. That extends the lead, 8-1 for the Surfin Turfs. So that scores in another run for the Surfin Turfs, extending their lead. Here with 2 outs, Colby hopes to get out of this as Christian steps back up to the plate as that pitch is in the dirt. So 2-0 count to Christian. As that ball is going to be a little low. So now we see a 3-0 count here to Christian. Does he get the green light here to swing, or will he take it for a possible walk? Here's the pitch by Colby, and he does get the green light. Swings on that one as that will drop in left field. As it looked like there was some miscommunication to drop in for a single base hit. So now we see number 25, Cody Hanna, step up to the plate for the Surfin' Turfs with 2 outs. Runner on first here in the top of the 6th. As that one's in the dirt to advance the runner to second. So Surfin' Turfs have runner in scoring position again. As Cody steps back up to the plate here with a 1-0 count. As runner goes, trying to steal for third. And that's thrown quickly. But he is down, sliding in there safely. So, stolen base there. So 2 outs, runner on third now. And Cody steps back up to the plate again with a 2-0 count. So now they take time here. Slide into third. Might have injured one of the Surfin' Turf players. Looks like that's Christian Bartholomew out there on third. He looks like he's all right. As they resume play here. Colby Helms steps back onto the mound. 2-0 count. As that's down into the dirt. And we see another 3-0 count here. So with the 3-0 count, 2 outs, a little bit of a little meeting on the mound, real quick meeting. So 2 outs. Runner on third, 3-0 count. Does Cody get the green light here to possibly scoring another runner? Or will he take the walk to put runners on the corners? Here's the pitch. And he takes it for a walk. So now that puts runners on the corners, first and third, with 2 outs. So now we see number 19, Mac James, step up to the plate with runners on the corners. And that is going to be ball number 1, making it an early 1-0 count. Porcupines trying to get out of this jam here. Not extend the lead any more than it already is. Here's the pitch. And that's down for a strike to even up the count 1-1. So 1-1 count. Here's the pitch for Colby. As that is skied high behind us. As Mac steps back up to the plate here with a 1-2 count. As that is hit hard. And that will be caught for the 3rd out. So the score now is 8-1. Surfin' Turfs with the lead over the Pineville Porcupines. So we will see the Porcupines step back up to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th. We'll see you then. Welcome back to Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park as we see number 31, Ethan McLean, step up to the plate. If you're just joining in the broadcast, the Surfin Turfs have an 8-1 lead over the Porcupines here. As here's the first pitch to Ethan, and that will be strike number 1. So 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a little low to even up the count 1-1. And that will be fouled off behind us. Now 1-2 count.
I don't understand. I saw like the first three and like after that.
As that is going to be called for strike 3 to make it the first out here.
Now batting number 34, Chris Manriquez.
So now we see number 34, Chris Manriquez, step up to the plate with 1 out. Here's the pitch. And that will be down for strike number 1. So an even 1-1 count. Here's the pitch to Chris. But outside, making it a 2-1 count now. So 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. That is down and into the dirt. Now making it even count, 2-2. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Porcupines hoping to add some more runs here. As that is hit hard into right. And that goes over him for a looking like a stand-up double here for Chris Manriquez. So just what the Porcupines needed here in the bottom of the 6th. Runner in scoring position now with 1 out.
Now batting number 13, Cameron Murray.
So now we see number 13, Cam Murray. Step up to the plate here with runner on second. The other night, Cam had a multi-hit game. So hoping that he can score an RBI here. As that's down for strike 1. It's going to even up the count 1-1. As Cam fouls that one off behind us. So beautiful baseball weather here in Pineville, North Carolina. About 79 degrees here right now as the sun has went down. So 1-2 count to Cam. As he calls time there. So 1-2 count to Cam as he hits that one sharply to center and it drops in. Put the runners on the corners, first and third. So only 1 out. Runners on the corners now.
Now batting number 35, Colton Harris.
So now we see number 35, Calder Garris, step up to the plate for the Porcupines. Runners on the corners. Only 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. as that is chopped to third, and that'll be thrown to first for out number 2. But it does score in another run for the Porcupines, now making it an 8-2 game with the Surfin' Turfs with the lead. So now runner on second, we see number 24, Louis Palillo. As that is down for strike number 1. As that one is down and into the dirt. Even up to count 1-1. Runner still on second. The other night, Louis had a couple RBIs, hoping to do that again here tonight. As that ball is hit hard in the right, and it'll be caught in foul territory for out number 3. So the Porcupines add another run, as the Swamp Foxes still have an 8-2 lead over the Porcupines. As we will see the Brunswick Surfin' Turfs come up to bat here in the top of the 7th. We'll see you then. Welcome back to the top of the 7th here at Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park. As we see a pitching change for the Pineville Porcupines, we see number 37 on the mound, Noah Emig. And we see also number 37 for the Surfin' Turfs, Darren Kraft, step up to the plate. As that will be hit into right for a base hit to start off the top of the 7th here. So now we see number 11, Jack Gage. And with runner on first, no outs here.
No, you didn't. Come on, Dennis. What'd you win? What'd you win? He hasn't played any games.
As that is inside to make it a 1-0 count.
Participational one, right? No. I don't know you said that. I never said that.
So 1-0 count. Those are the first. So 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. And that'll be chopped. And he'll be safe. Advance the runner to second, though. So that'll be the first out here. So with one out, we see number 6, Matthew DeSantis, step up to the plate. With runner in scoring position, runner on second. If you're just joining into the broadcast, the Surfin' Turfs have an 8-2 lead over the Pineville Porcupines. As here's the first pitch to Matthew for strike number 1. Runner on second had a pretty good leadoff. And that one goes into the dirt. Even up the count 1-1 here to Matthew. So 1-1 count here. As that ball is going to be a little low to Matthew. Meaning a 2-1 count. So 2-1 count. Runner still on second. And that's hit hard to first. Caught. Thrown to second for the quick double play. So nice double play to end the top of the 7th here. But the Surfin' Turfs still have an 8-2 lead over the Porcupines. And we will see the Porcupines come up the bat here in the bottom of the 7th. We'll see you then. Welcome back to the broadcast. We see a new pitcher on the mound for the Surfin Turfs. We see number 31, Landon Dees. And stepping up to the plate for the Porcupines, we see number 11, Emerson Munbaran. If you're just joining into the broadcast, the Surfin Turfs have an 8-2 lead over the Pineville Porcupines here in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch, a little high, making it a 1-0 count. So that ball was also a little low, making it a 2-0 count. It's down for strike number 1, now making it a 2-1 count to Emerson as he steps back up to the plate. And that is inside and almost hits Emerson. Now making it a 3-1 count. As that is high and going to be a walk. Put runner on first for the Porcupines here early with no outs. Now we see number 8, Cameron Farrell, step up to the plate. No outs. Runner on first. Porcupines hoping to get back into this game. Scoring a couple runs at least here in the bottom of the 7th. As he shows bunt, and they throw it quickly back to first. But Emerson gets back there safely. So Cameron showed bunt there. So now it's a 1-0 count. As thrown quickly to first, and they might be getting Emerson here in a rundown, and they do. So that will be out number 1, as Emerson was caught stealing there. So caught in the rundown for out number 1. As we see Cameron step back up to the plate here. With 1 out. A 1-0 count to Cameron. Here's the pitch as he shows bunt again. So that now evens up the count 1-1. And that's going to be a little outside, now making it a 2-1 count. As that one is going to hit Cameron in the back. So that puts a runner on first for the Porcupines with 1 out.
Now batting number 10, Derek Fay.
So now we're going to see number 10, Derek Fay, step up to the plate for the Porcupines with a runner on first. As that's going to be a little low for ball number 1. 1-0 count. As that is hit sharply into right. That will be down for a base hit. And he's going for 2 Goes back to first, and first baseman bobbled it, so Derek Fay has a easy stand-up double there.
Number 21, Jackson Hughes.
So now we see runners on second and third for the Porcupines here with one out. And there's going to be a meeting on the mound for the Surfin Terrace. So Porcupines hoping to add some runs here in the bottom of the seventh, as we'll resume play here shortly as the meeting of the mound is over with. So one out, runner on second and third. We now see number 21, Jackson Hughes, step up to the plate for the Porcupines here. As that's down the middle for strike one. So 0-1 count here to Jackson. As that pitch is low to even up the count 1-1. So 1-1 count here to Jackson. It's going to be a little high. So 2-1 count. One out. Runners in scoring position. As Jackson hits that hard to third and it's caught. So that makes it 2 outs. And Cameron Farrell got back to third quickly. So now we see number 31, Ethan McLean, step up to the plate. With 2 outs, runners on second and third for the Porcupines. As that is popped high. And third baseman calls it for the third out. So the Surfin' Surf still have a 8-2 lead over the Pineville Porcupines. As we will see them come up to the plate here in the top of the 8th. We'll see you then. So welcome back to Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park as we see the Brunswick Surfin Turfs have an 8-2 lead over the Pineville Porcupines. We now see number 32, Braden Leonard, step up to the plate for the Surfin Turfs. As that will be ball 1, 1-0 count. So that evens up the count, 1-1 now. As Braden steps off, takes time. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. As that is a little inside. So we still see the sidearm slinger, number 37, Noah Emig, on the mound for the Porcupines, as it is a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Chopped to first as it's thrown to first. And that's in there for out number 1.
Now batting number 1, Brady Skipper.
So with 1 out, now we see number 1, Brady Skipper, step up to the plate. As that one's going to be inside for ball 1, 1-0 count. As Brady calls time there. As that one is fouled off by Brady. So now we see a 1-1 count. So as Brady steps back up to the plate, 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a little low. So now we see a 2-1 count. Going to be a little low and inside. So 3-1 count to Brady. 1 out. No one on. Here in the top of the 8th. Here's the pitch by Noah. And that's going to be called strike. Making it a full count now to Noah. He was already headed to first thinking it was a ball. As that is outside. So we see a walk here with 1 out. And number 9, Aiden Payne, stepping up to the plate for the Surfin Turfs. So Aiden steps up to the plate with 1 out here. As it's thrown back to first. Brady gets back there safely as he's showing a pretty good leadoff there at first. And Noah throws it back to first. But he gets back there safely again. So that one is down. So 1-0 count. 1-0 count to Aiden. 1 out. Runner on first.
Is he actually signed or I say?
So 1-0 counts.
So his last one. His last one.
As that ball's called strike to even up the count 1-1. As he thought about throwing it to first. As Noah pitches down for another strike. So 1-2 count. 1 out, runner on first. If you're just joining into the broadcast, the Surfin Turfs have a 8-2 lead over the Porcupines as that ball is thrown to first again. As he is showing a hefty lead off at first. And that's going to be called ball to even up the count 2-2 here to Aiden. As he steps back into the batter's box. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. As that's going to be called catcher's interference. So now we see runners on first and second for the Surfin Turfs. Still 1 out, and we're going to see number 24, Christian Bartholomew. As there's going to be discussion from the coach and the umpire about catcher interference or not. So right now they're arguing if it was catcher interference or not, as he tried to throw it to second. Looks like the ump is going to stand firm there. So Christian Bartholomew steps up to the plate. Number 24 for the Surfin Turfs. 1 out, runner on first and second. As that meeting is over with. As thrown to second, goes past him. Now to advance the runner. So now we see runner on the corners, first and third, with 1 out. So Christian steps back into the box. And that ball is going to be for the first strike. 0-1 count, 1 out. Porcupines hoping to get out of this jam here. They don't want the Surfin Turfs to score any more runs here in the top of the 8th inning. So that evens up the count 1-1 to Christian. As that is chopped back to the pitcher. Thrown to first, gets away from him. So that scores in a run for the Surfin Turfs. Now making it a 9-2 lead for the Surfin Turfs. So there's going to be another meeting on the mound, maybe another pitcher change for the Porcupines. Here with 1 out in the top of the 8th. So top of the 8th inning. Score is 9-2 with the Surfin' Turfs on top. As we see a meeting on the mound, maybe another pitching change. Runners are on the corners for the Surfin' Turfs. And it looks like the Porcupines are going to leave in Noah Emig on the mound. Here with one out. Try to get through this inning. As we see number 25, Cody Hanna, step up to the plate. And that's going to be down for strike number 1. It's going to be a little outside to even up the count 1-1 to Cody. Runners on the corners. And one out here in the top of the 8th. Here's the pitch by Noah. That's going to be inside. So now we see a 2-1 count. As that's going to be inside and gets away from him. And that will score in another run for the Surfin' Turfs. Now making it a 10-2 lead over the Porcupines. And runner on first advanced to second. So now we see Cody step back into the box with a 3-1 count. As that's outside for a walk. So now that puts runners on first and second for the Surfin' Turfs. So with one out, we see number 19, Mac James, step into the box. As he swings on first pitch, chopped to third, trying to get the double play, and they do. So Porcupines get the double play there, but are still down 10-2 to the Surfin' Turfs. As we will see the Porcupines come to the plate here in the bottom of the 8th inning. We'll see you then. So welcome back to Pineville, North Carolina and Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park. If you're just joining the broadcast, the Surfin Turfs have a 10-2 lead over the Porcupines as we see number 34, Chris Manriquez, step up to the plate for the Porcupines. As that is hit into right center for a base hit. So Chris puts us on early here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So we have a runner on first, no outs.
Now batting number 13, Cameron Murray.
So now we see number 13, Cam Murray, step into the box. As that's going to be low for ball one, 1-0 count. Chris showing a lead up first. As that's going to be popped up and skied high. Who wants it? So that'll be out number 1.
Now batting number 35, Calder Garris.
So with 1 out here, runner on first, we see number 35, Calder Garris, step up to the plate here in the bottom of the 8th inning. As he swings on the first pitch, strike number 1. That's a little low and inside. Even up the count 1-1. As that one is low and into the dirt. So now we see a 2-1 count here to Calder. As that is hit hard but foul. So now it evens up the count 2-2 here to Calder Garris. With 1 out, runner on first for the Porcupines. So that ball almost went fair down the right field line. Ended up foul there last minute. So Chris has to come back to first. And we see Calder step back into the box here with a 2-2 count. As that is chopped to first, but went foul first. So Calder staying alive here in the count. Still a 2-2 count. As that ball is down the right field line, but going to be foul. So that's the second one down the right field line. That was foul. As Calder still stays alive here in the count. Still see a 2-2. If you're just joining into the broadcast, the Surfin Turfs have a 10-2 lead over the Porcupines here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's the pitch to Calder. That's hit to short and caught for the second out. So now we see Louis Palillo, number 24, step up to the plate for the Porcupines with 2 outs. Runner still on first. As the ump cleans off home plate here. And Louis stepping into the box.
That is actually wild.
As that's going to be a ball. So 1-0 count to Louis. As Chris has a lead at first. As that's in the dirt, and Chris will advance to second, putting a runner in scoring position for the Porcupines. So 2-0 count to Louis. Runner on second, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. So that's going to be down for strike number 1. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. As that is hit hard into left field. And that will score Chris. So Louis Palillo with another RBI. He had a couple the other night in the game the other night, and he does it again tonight. So now it is a 10-3 game now, with the Porcupines trailing. Hoping to do something here as we see number 11, Emerson Munbaran, step up to the plate. Here's the first pitch to him, a little high. So early 1-0 count. Louis on first. That is a little low. So 2-0 count. And that's swing and a miss. So 2-1 count to Emerson. 2 outs, runner on first. Hoping to put some more runs on the board for the Porcupines here, as that is fouled off into the netting. So 2-2 count. As that pitch is a little low to make it a full count now with 2 outs, runner on first. Can Emerson strike some magic here for the Porcupines? As that one's called strike number 3 for the 3rd out. So the Surf and Turf still have a 10-3 lead over the Porcupines. We will see the Surf and Turfs back up to the bat here in the top of the 9th inning. We'll see you then. So welcome back to the top of the ninth here at Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park. See a new pitcher on the mound for the Porcupines. The new guy, number 30, Trent Boone. If you're just joining in the broadcast, the Surfin' Turfs have a 10-3 lead over the Porcupines.
Now batting number 37, Darren Kraft.
As we see Darren Kraft, number 37, step up to the plate for the Surfin' Turfs to start the top of the ninth here. So Porcupine fans get to see number 30, the new guy, Trent Boone, just added to the roster. As Darren calls time at the plate. As that's going to be a swing and a miss for strike number 1. No 1 count. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a little high to even up the count 1-1. As that is going to be in for strike number 2. 1-2 count here to Darren. As that is skied high but fouled on top of the Surfin' Turfs dugout.
There you go.
You're ready for middle of the ninth.
So 1-2 count to Darren. No outs, no one on. As he steps back into the box and we resume play here. As that is going to be strike 3 for the first out here in the top of the ninth.
Now batting number 11, Jack Gagan.
So now we see number 11, Jack Gagan. It's going to be a little high for ball 1, 1-0 count. It's going to be low and into the dirt. So a 2-0 count here to Jack. So 2-0 count here to Jack. 1 out, no one on. Here's the pitch. And that's swing and a miss. So that makes it a 2-1 count now. As Jack calls time there. And he steps back up to the plate. As that is going to be inside. So 3-1 count here to Jack. Here's the pitch, as that is outside and into the dirt. So that'll be a walk here in the top of the ninth with 1 out.
I like that. I do. Yeah, Cooper style.
Cooper what? Stall. Now batting number 28, Cooper Stall. Is it 28 or 23? 23. Is it 28?
So now we see number 28, Cooper Stalla.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
That's on me. You just had nothing.
He's hit by the pitch.
We're starting to lose it, bro. Yeah, this is 32. Now batting number 32, Braden Leonard.
So with 1 out, the Surfin' Turfs now have runners on first and second. Here in the top of the ninth.
Oh, pinch runner, number 2.
So we see a pinch runner for the Surfin' Turfs, number 2, Landon Everhart, on first. So Braden steps back up to the plate as he is hit high to load up the bases here.
And now batting number 1, Brady Skipper.
So now we see number 1, Brady Skipper, step up to the plate. Here with 1 out, and bases are now loaded for the Surfin' Turfs. As that one's inside for ball 1, so 1-0 count. As that one's going to be high. So 2-0 count here, bases loaded. And 1 out here for the Surfin' Turfs. As Brady steps back up to the plate. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. So 2-1 count now. As that one's also high. So 3-1 count now. Porcupines hoping to get out of this jam here with bases loaded and 1 out here in the top of the ninth inning, as that one is fouled behind us.
Oh yeah.
As that is inside, and they walked in a run here to now make it an 11-3 lead for the Surfin' Turfs. So now we see number 9, Aiden Payne, step up to the plate for the Surfin' Turfs with bases loaded and still 1 out here. in the top of the ninth inning. As that is hit high into center and will be caught for the second out. So now we see number 24, Christian Bartholomew.
Now batting number 24, Christian Bartholomew.
2 outs, bases loaded for the Surfin' Turfs. As he calls time here. And that is fouled off behind us. So 0-1 count. As that is going to be called strike 2. So 0-2 count. And that is in for strike number 3. So we will see the Porcupines have one last chance in the bottom of the ninth with a 11-3 lead for the Surfin' Turfs. We'll see you then. So welcome back to Jack D. Hughes Memorial Park as we see number 8, Cameron Farrell, step up to the plate here in the bottom of the ninth. And he swings at the first pitch that will drop into right. And Cameron's going for 2. He's going for 3. And he slides in there safely. Start off the bottom of the ninth with a triple. So if you're just joining in the broadcast, the Surfin' Turfs have an 11-3 lead over the Pineville Porcupines.
First win.
So now we see number 25, Nate Firstman, into the game tonight for the first time as substitution. He swings on the first pitch, and that will be an 0-1 count here early. As that one is a high strike call. So 0-2 count. Runner on third for the Porcupines. And that is in there for strike number 3 to make it the first out.
Now batting number 14, Jacob Ham.
So now we see another substitution. Number 14, Jacob Ham, step up to the plate for the first time tonight. Here with 1 out and runner on third for the Porcupines. Here's the first pitch. It's going to be strike 1. As that one's going to be a little high to even up the count 1-1 here in the bottom of the 9th. As that drops in for strike number 2. So now Jacob is looking at a 1-2 count here. As that is hit hard into left center, and that will drop. So that's a stand-up double for Jacob Ham, and that will score in number 8, Cameron Farrell. So stand-up double there for Jacob Ham. So now we see another substitution. We see number 33, Eli Shanice, step up to the plate here with 1 out, runner on second for the Porcupines. As it is now an 11-4 game. The Surfin Turfs still in the lead, though. As that's going to be down for strike 1 to even up the count 1-1 here. The Porcupines do have runner in scoring position. Hoping to chop away here in the bottom of the 9th. So now Eli is looking at a 1-2 count here. As that's going to be strike number 3 to make it 2 outs.
Now batting number 20, Gray Mitchell.
So we see another substitution. We see number 20, Gray Mitchell, step into the game. With 2 outs, runner on second here in the bottom of the 9th. So that is down in for strike 1. So that evens up the count 1-1 now. And that's a swing and a miss. Now making it a 1-2 count now. As Gray calls time there. As that one's going to be outside, even up the count 2-2 now. As that's going to be hit to short and thrown to first to end the ball game. The Brunswick Surfin Turfs win the game 7-4 over the Pineville Porcupines.